Hello everyone and welcome back to another video where in today's video we're going to be breaking down the trailer for the Contract DLC. And no, this isn't going to be like a basic breakdown, you know, where I go, that's Dr. Dre or Franklin is rich now. Like, I'm not going to point out the blatantly obvious. But instead we're going to break down some stuff you might have missed, including location, new stuff and much more. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to watch my previous video where I broke down absolutely everything on the Rockstar Newswire regarding the new DLC. There's definitely a lot more information there than there is in this trailer that I broke down, so if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and watch that. I'm also not going to be showing the full trailer because it'll get taken down for copyright, so instead I'm going to have to just do screenshots, but without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so first off, we get a look at Franklin, and obviously he is rich now from completing the Union Depository heist. My boy is looking fresh. I also think it's so fucking good we're getting Franklin back into the game. Like, out of the three main protagonists, he is the one I would have wanted the most. Okay, but aside from Franklin himself, this is obviously taking place in his office, and what's interesting is this poster here, where it says, "You own Los Santos." Now, what's great about this is it's a contrast to the one he had in story mode, because the one he used to have said, "Los Santos owns you." So it's a nice little change on wordplay, and I think it's very fitting now that Franklin has made it. A very small and missable detail, but I just think that's great. Alright, so next up we get a look at the agency, which is going to be Franklin's office area, and you'll probably be able to buy a place in here. Now this is the same angle, the same sort of screenshot as the one on the Newswire post, but what a lot of people were talking about is whereabouts this is actually going to be located. And apparently leakers have the answer, and when you look at the outside and like the terrain of the mountains and the buildings and stuff, it kind of adds up. So this here is the building where people think the agency is going to be located, and honestly it seems like a pretty fitting location. Nothing is really going on in this area, so it makes sense to have it there, and if you just look at the surrounding environment out of the windows and then compare it to where this building is, it does add up. So this is likely going to be the location where the agency is located. What do you guys think about that? Okay, so we get a wider look at Franklin's office, and you can again see that poster we was talking about, but just above that you can see he owns some action figures. You can see up there in the top left he has Impotent Rage and Pogo the Space Monkey along with some other action figures. And then in the bottom left, if you look, you can see Chop, and he has his own bed, and I just think it's brilliant they're adding Chop back. But yeah, Chop's just chilling there. And then if you look at the bottom right, you can see a stack of golf clubs. So I wonder if maybe after the story mode, Franklin maybe was the one who bought the golf club. Like, I know obviously you can buy it with any of the three main characters, but maybe Franklin was the one who canonically bought it. Or maybe one of the other two did, and Franklin just plays there with them sometimes. Either way, I do reckon there'll be a line of dialogue that references this question somehow. Maybe Franklin will talk about how he goes there and plays golf with his buddies or something, I don't know. It could also just be nothing, but it's something to consider. Next up, we get a look at the garage inside of the agency, and this probably gives us the most information out of any of the screenshots. Okay, so first off, according to credible leakers, you will be able to buy this garage, and it will be 20 spaces, along with having a customs workshop in it. Remember, this isn't confirmed, it is information coming from leakers, so take it with a grain of salt. However, these are pretty credible leakers, so there is a high chance this is true. However, garage aside, in this shot you get a look at a few new cars. First off, we get a look at this black car, which is confirmed to be the Debauchee Champion. We get another look at it over on the Newswire, but it appears to be based on the Aston Martin Victor. We also get a look at this blue car and this green car, which are the same car, and they appear to be based on the SSC Tuatara. I think I'm saying that right at least. And just next to the green car, we see this yellow car, which is also a brand new car, and it appears to be based off the Lamborghini Scion. Some very nice supercars there, and honestly, I think these are going to cost a lot of money. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we get our first $4 million supercar. That's how expensive I think these are going to be. Moving on though, we get a look at another new car, and it is actually really hard to tell what this is because we only get a look at the back end of it, but a lot of people, myself included, reckon this is going to be a convertible version of the Comet S2. It just looks very similar to the Comet S2, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rockstar made a convertible version of it, but of course this could be something completely different. Next up, we get this scene outside of the Playboy Mansion, which looks like it's going to be a mission for Franklin's business. This scene has a lot of cars in it, but the only new car is the one we've already discussed, which is the Lamborghini Scion. You get to see it more clearly here from the back, and honestly, this is such a nice looking car. I can't wait. We also get a shot of that same scene just from the front, and I actually wonder what's going on in this mission. You see it's got a speaker set up and some sort of DJ there, so maybe they're having a party or a music video is being filmed. I'm not too sure. Either way though, I bet this is a mission for Franklin's business. Speaking of Franklin's business, the next shot is of, well, Franklin's business, and we get to see this brand new character who is meant to be this expert hacker character, and, well, by the looks of things, they're hacking. It's honestly kind of hard to tell what they're doing. And after that, we get a look at like the gangsters and, you know, like the hood side of Los Santos, and I wonder why. Because after Franklin obviously did the Union Depository heist, he's become rich, and I imagine Lamar is now too. So now that they're helping rich people with their rich people problems, I don't understand what they'd be doing back in the hood. So maybe this is for some sort of mission, maybe they have to go undercover or help someone do something, I'm not too sure. What's your guys' thoughts? Comment them down below. And finally, the next few scenes are just Dr. Dre and his crew making some music. Unfortunately, due to the fact this building has no windows, it's kind of hard to see where this building's going to be. I don't think it's going to be in the same building as Franklin though. I don't think there's going to be anything in this property that you can buy, but again, I could be completely wrong. And the last shot of the trailer is we get to see Lamar introducing himself to Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre is in Franklin's business area, or so I believe it's Franklin's business. This could very well just be a different area of Dr. Dre's music studio. But anyway, as Lamar introduces himself to Dr. Dre, I reckon this is the first initial time where Franklin and Dre come together and, you know, Dr. Dre needs Franklin's help. Because the whole dialogue of the trailer is Franklin saying how he needs a big person and he needs to work for a big person in order to get their business going. And by the looks of things, Dr. Dre is going to be that big person, that big story that he needs. So this will probably be just after Dr. Dre's come around to Franklin's office and Lamar's like an overexcited little kid. But yeah, that's everything I spotted in the trailer that you might not have known about. If I did miss anything, please let me know in the comments down below. I also want to apologise because this video was meant to come out yesterday. However, Thursday and Friday I did fall very ill, so I've had to delay it. Also, I did make a breakdown video of all the new cars on GTA Online on my TikTok yesterday, and I do upload pretty much daily on TikTok, so if you want even more content from me, make sure to go ahead and follow me over there if you haven't already. But yeah, that's all from me. Make sure to follow for everything to do with the contract DLC. I'll be making more videos in the coming days when we get more information. But yeah, that's all from me. See ya.